Hey everyone, this is Cheryl Kuchak with Sublimation for Beginners and Beyond Facebook group, and I'm here to talk about EasySubli versus the iColor and OKI. And if you will just give me a minute, I want to make sure that we're live. So let me get over here to YouTube and we'll figure this out together. Okay, so I hope you guys are excited about this new product, and I think for what it's going to do, I think it's going to be really, really good. I want to just post this also in the group, so just again, give me a second to make sure that we're on. I'm fairly certain and that I can post it. So, yes, I was hoping that one of you guys would come live with me, but it's so funny. You guys don't like to go live for whatever reason. Okay, so here we are. Okay, let me go over here. Okay, so hey Barb, hey Lisa, Gary, good morning. Good to see you guys. Okay, so let me turn off this volume here. And I don't even have to have an earpiece, so I'm happy about that. I put it in, and anyway, my hair looks a little messy there, guys. Okay, so let me see here. Let me go over here and put it in the group, and we will get started with this. So do you guys have any questions before I do get started? I mean, is there anything you guys want to know? I want to show you a couple of things about it. Okay, so we are streaming, and okay, so let me get back over to, okay, there we go. Okay, hi Joanne. Hey you guys, it's good to see you. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get this party started. Let's get it started. Okay, so I'm hoping to show you guys also a couple of tricks that I have that I kind of like. I didn't get my water either, doggone it. I have one from earlier. Okay, so I'm supposed to be cleaning. I will contribute my thoughts. Okay, so tell me what you guys thought about. Let's talk about yesterday and talk about with Coastal. And Barb, why don't you start? What did you think about the live with Coastal and what they were saying? I'm going to come right back. I'm going to grab my water. So give me a second, please. Okay, so hi, Charlene. Okay, so Barb, you're supposed to get this party started here. Okay. I think there's a discrepancy with what Coastal said and what Caesar is saying. Okay, so talk to me about that. What do you mean? I mean, that's really interesting because what is Caesar saying? I guess I haven't stayed up with that one. I'm going to tell you what I think and what I see because, I mean, this is really about the OKI iColor versus EasySubli. So we should get as good color with the HD inks. Well, that's interesting. It's interesting when you have, if you will, controversial opinions. But so here's mine, and I know that I showed you guys that yesterday. You know, I mean, it's actually pretty vibrant. That is from the HD inks. So this is the the Subli inks. So I personally think that this is more vibrant than, but there wasn't a. I know that Condi is going to be talking about it today. So you guys are going to want to tune into that. But let's talk about, if you will, let's talk about yeah, I agree, Joanne. I do think that it looks better. But as I was saying yesterday, since I'm not really a vinyl person, it's hard for me to, I would never sell this. It never. I mean, never is a very long time, but when you're talking about like something like this, I mean, it's so vinyl-y. I could never. I'm sorry. This, however, because it feels so nice. It really does. I would definitely do that in a heartbeat. So, I have two opinions, but if I were to do a full, if I were to do a full design, I think now this is obviously the iColor. It has like an unbelievable soft hand to feel. I love it. And even in comparing it to this still, it has a nice feel to it, but it's still vinyl. This has just you can feel it, but it's just really a nice feel, and I love it. I mean, this to me, I could do all, and you got to remember, obviously, that this is, you have the open areas, but it's just such a great feel to it. That's all I can tell you. You feel it, but you're not. It doesn't feel like plastic. Some of them might feel a little plastic. Okay, so I have to do my comparison today. I agree, but I like vinyl, but prefer my iColor transfers. Yeah. Is that white shirt also EasySubli? No, buddy, it's not. This is actually from the iColor, and I have to, I'm not sure if it's, I want to say that it might be it's probably the standard two-step paper, or it's their 550 paper. I can't remember, and I'm sorry about that. But let me, so another thing that I want to point out to you is I like this a lot. I like the stretchability on this. So because obviously things are going to stretch, right? So when you're pulling it apart and stuff, it's like this thing stretches, and it's nice. I mean, I haven't washed it yet, which I plan on doing today, but I like it. I like the stretchability of it. It's nice. So, but here's one that, again, this is from Uninet, and I don't know the name of the paper. It's a stretch paper, but unfortunately I didn't. I was hoping that I could get an answer on that. But anyway, I'm sure, actually, if you guys want me to look it up, I will and give you the answer to it. But This has unbelievable stretchability. I mean, I've stretched out the shirt to the point where I kind of almost ruined the shirt. This has great stretchability and no cracking whatsoever. This is really, really cool. And it's got, so this one has a, it's a softer feel, but it does have, you know, a lighter, almost like a lighter kind of vinyl feel to it. It does. But it's not heavy. It's not, you know, this one, the EasySubli definitely is a heavier feel of vinyl. Okay, so let's talk about, because here's another one that, again, I think if it comes to full, like a full shirt, I don't think that I would want to do EasySubli, just because that vinyl feel to me just would make me crazy. Okay, iColor gets softer with washing also. It holds up better than my vinyl. Yeah. So let's talk about this for a second. This design, if you look at how it was, so it was rasterized. And, you know, I was telling somebody, I don't even remember now who I was talking to about it, but, you know, this is such an awesome design. It is really. And I actually have another sample here. You know, it all depends on how you want to present something. But I want to go back to this for a quick second just to say the washability on this thing, I can't tell you how many times it's been washed, but I can tell you nothing. There's no cracking because of the rasterization. And it all comes down to how you want to market it. You know, if you tell them, hey, this is the new trend, this is what's happening here, you can get more money for it. It's amazing. It's just all in how you want to present it to people. But look at the difference between one that is rasterized and one that is not. And when you see that, first off, the feel on the one that's rasterized feels so much softer. The one that's not, it's somewhat soft, but it still feels almost like plastic. So, okay, do you guys, I'm not seeing any questions here. Okay, I am holding out for a profile for the EasySubli and Sawgrass inks. Or not. Okay, I have or not go down the road at all. What's the difference between the two? Okay, Gary, what do you mean? What's the difference between the two? What, the HD and the Subli inks? Is that what you're referring to? Hold it up a little bit higher. Okay, so that is, you know, so I personally think this looks better. You know, the one that's rasterized looks better. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? Okay, so Gary, so the bottom line is, so what they're saying in terms of, I'm confused, what rasterizing the design has to do with it, please explain. Okay. All right. I will in just a minute, because, well, let me answer Gary. Okay, so what happened, Siser came out with a new vinyl that you can sublimate on, plain vinyl. So Sawgrass hooked up with them to come up with an ink that supposedly makes it a better feel, makes it a better, not feel, I'm sorry, but more vibrant, came up with a special profile for it. And they're saying that this right here which is the Subli, they're saying that this right there is, you're getting a more vibrant color than you would if you just use your regular HD. In other words, you really have to buy a second printer with the inks because they don't want you to really bleed out the other ones because it, I mean, I was told yesterday or from Coastal that it actually voids your warranty if you bleed it out and put the new one in. So that's what I was told. I don't know if that's factual. So in terms of, okay, so did I explain that, Gary, good enough? And so the controversy is right now whether or not you're getting as good of a look with the HD, which this is, the HD. So versus, okay, so you have to have the Sawgrass printer and use the special inks for this. Okay, so that's the premise, but there have been numerous people saying that they've gotten great results with Epson. So, the bottom line is that I'm not really sure. I don't have an Epson, so I don't know. Well, that's not really true. I do. But anyway, so now let's go to what Buddy's asking me. Okay, the rasterization part of it is that when you rasterize these designs and like for instance these right here, when you rasterize it, you're going to have the durability that you would want plus the stretchability of being able to stretch these designs. And I have one, I didn't grab the one, or did I? Let me see. I don't think this is the one that I washed. I have one that I washed like 18 times. And you can see, actually, this might be it. But you can see, first off, again, we're talking about, that vinyl feel, where this one, you don't have that. One, because we've taken out the design where the black would be. So you have a really soft, great look. It's so much better. And the durability is last so much longer as far as washability. It's so much better. So in my opinion, if you have the OKI or the iColor. So I want to talk about that. Okay, so changing the design by rasterizing it makes it transfer better. Absolutely. Not only that, but the durability of it, Jennifer. And, I want to talk about this because this comes up all the time. And, I have recommended the OKI and the iColor for a very long time now. And I can tell you, I swear by them and I love them. When it, in comparison to like a DTG, I've had tremendous results with them. But here's the deal. The reason why people get frustrated and they say, "Oh, I can't stand, my iColor or my OKI. I hate this printer." It's not the printer. It's the paper. It's the paper. You need to learn the papers and you need to learn the time, the temp, the peel. It's super important that you get that down. If you don't have that down, and you don't master one paper at a time, you're going to be frustrated and you're going to go through all that process for nothing, going through a lot of papers and a lot of t-shirts and be frustrated. So I always recommend master one paper at a time. It's just, you will love it. And then, the other thing is, Uninet has, and so does OKI, they both have a transfer rip. I don't know in terms of step-by-step with the OKI, the transfer rip, but I do know that Uninet has one. And I got to tell you, it is absolutely phenomenal. It is phenomenal. So I would tell you, I think they have two different videos on it and it's step-by-step. and the Pro Rip is just so easy. And that's how you get the rasterization, Jennifer, is in the rip. And the thing I love about the, the 550 that which you guys I have right here, the reason that I love that is because the Pro Rip, it literally gives, ask you if you want the dots as for it to rasterize, or if you want the lines like I just showed you with this design. So it's going to ask you what you want, and you tell it, and you can look at it, you can preview it. So it's really, really cool. And again, this has been washed. I can't tell you. I mean, this stuff, I mean, it's amazing how well it lasts. It's truly incredible. Okay, so let's see. I use the standard 550 paper, and it has a hand, but it gets softer with washing. It does have a hand, and that's actually one of my favorite papers now. I believe OKI suggests a forever transfer rip. Yeah. Do you have any experience with that rip? I do. Michelle, I used to use that rip when I had my OKI, but I sold it and got the the iColor. So just because the iColor did so many different things, but I'm a fan of both of these printers. I mean, that's really the bottom line. And I just want to show you guys some, when you're talking about these designs. So this one is, again, this is the seam. This is actually, now that this is actually a one step. This is just a single step, not a two step. And the thing about it, if you look really close, this does come out in the wash, but I've kept this as a sample that you can actually kind of see a little bit of the outline of that paper. It will come out, but it's not something I would sell like that. So you have to be careful, when you're doing these one step. That's why I think if you're going to sell these t-shirts, you need to use a two-step paper. So and then let's see what else I have. Okay, and I do want to talk about this too, because this is something I got at the show, and this is a plaster transfer and plaster saw, and this came from Stalls. This also has a pretty heavy hand, very plastic. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's plastic. But it's not going anywhere in terms of, you can stretch it. I've stretched it. It's not cracking. Well, I say that, but that's not true. So I just actually cracked it. So, yeah, it does crack. They all crack. The truth is it does, because it's laying on top. It's not sublimation where it's permeating the material. It's on top. Morning, just jumped on before I have to work. Hi, Janice. Nice to see you. I'm so glad you're coming to the summit, by the way. Thank you so much. Thank all of you guys for, supporting that. It really does mean a lot to me. And I think you guys are going to love it. I know I will. Okay, so here's one that I did. Again, this is stretchability wise, it's awesome. I think if it got any bigger than this piece, this also has, this is actually, by the way, Barb, this is actually the 550 paper, and I really do love it. I love working with this paper. It's a great paper. Just really awesome. Actually, anyway, my granddaughter will be over here tonight, and I'm excited. Yay! Janice. Yay, Lisa. I know, right? It's just so amazing. It's so amazing. So amazing. I hope that you guys are just so wowed. I really do. I hope I'm wowed. Just the caliber of speakers that we have, the classes that we're going to have, just so exciting. Really is. I believe it's a game changer. We have a lot of classes going on. Okay, so this is I want to show you this one, and this is one of my favorites. And I don't know what the heck I must have got on here. But this I have washed like a ton of times. And I don't know what I got on this thing. But anyway, I want to show it to you. So this has actually been worn. So, but this is one that I used with the premium 2-step paper. This has a super soft feel to it. I mean, really beautiful, really soft, and a pretty good stretchability on it. It's definitely not meant to be really stretched that much, but the washability on this, they tout about 100 washes. Okay, I have sold a lot of shirts with 550 transfers, and they are holding up despite teens taking care of them. Wow, that's great to hear, Barb. Okay, one more question. What model iColor do you suggest will be used primarily for dark garments? Okay, so Michelle, it really depends on what size you're using. So because you can get the 550, and our group, of course, gets discounts on them. So the 550 goes up from, it's 8.5 by 48. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to try a little trick. And I'll let you guys know if it works. I was actually going to, I'll try it. I'll try it today. I'm gonna put my stuff out there. I'm gonna try it today. And if it works, then that could be a game changer in terms of people getting the 550 over the 600. So, and I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to try, and I have 11 by 17 paper. I'm going to cut it down, and I'm going to do an 8.5 by 17 and see if it works. Do tell what trick you are going to try. Okay, so I just did. So I'm going to try, well, let me see. Let me see what size, because I actually think I got a 21 as well. And if I do, I might not, but we'll see. I have lots of paper. So I'm going to try the 8.5. I'm going to cut it down to the 17 or whatever that paper is, 19. I think it's 19 maybe. And I'm going to try and print that. Now that would make a really great, just think about this for a second. Let's see if I can grab a sheet. Okay, so just think about this being like the length of it, but now you're talking about like maybe like this. I don't know. Let me measure it actually, and we will see. So you're talking about this. Okay, so you're talking about this being your sheet that you can print on, which is pretty good. And you could actually do you could even do it this way if it's like for a 3X or whatever. I mean, really makes a difference. So I'm going to try that today. And if that works, then, because the Rico, the 550 and and the 600 both can do up to 48 inches, and the other one 52 inches. So what do you think about that, Barb? Okay, so I think that's it. I think that's all my little show and tell. You could also do a split with the 550. Yeah, yep, and it works well. Okay, so she's talking about the iSplit and the smart cut, whatever you want to call it, but the where you actually can split a design into 3 or 4 different pieces, and then you can press it. But I got to tell you, to me, if I can cut it down and I can actually put it together, I think I would do that. It's one shot at that point. Okay, so so Michelle, going back to your question, if you do a lot of like XL to 3X or whatever, I'm going to tell you the 600. If you do, the majority of everything I do is really an 8.5 by 11. They have 8.5 by 14 as well. So, and maybe if, maybe Uninet would even come out with an 8.5 by 17, or, even, I can't imagine not being able to do that. So, okay, so going back to the EasySubli. So in my opinion, I think it works great for small things, for, something that isn't necessarily full, like a name, or, doing a pocket, doing something, but a full sheet, I would not do. I would never sell that. And again, like if I had to do, let's get the other one. That stretch, by the way. Barb, have you tried the stretch one from Uninet? I love that paper. Love it. If you had to do something like this, if you had to do a full sheet like that on the EasySubli, I would not. Again, just too plastic, versus this is so soft. It just comes out so beautiful, and I happen to love the look of it. I just happen to love it. So I love it being rasterized. And when you love something, you can sell it. Okay. Is color still limited to poly clothing? Are you talking about the iColor? Okay, so yeah, no, it's for cotton. It's for everything in between. Yeah, you can use it for polyester. You can use it for anything. I personally, unless it's dark polyester, I would use sublimation for polyester, because there is nothing that that supersedes that, in my opinion. Nothing. Like on a white polyester, it's I would 100% always use sublimation for that. I'm not talking about the premium paper, even though, Barb, I think you could use it. I'm talking about the stretch one. The stretch is awesome. It really is. And again, when you're rasterizing the designs, you're going to really have a lot of, it's just a lot. There's so much flexibility in it. It really is, with being able to stretch it and durability and all of that. Yes, it works 100% with the cotton. So, they are definitely, the next level up. If you couldn't afford, if you couldn't afford one of those printers, even though they have a great sale right now, if you couldn't afford it, I think EasySubli is a great alternative. There's no doubt. If I didn't have what I have, I would absolutely use a Subli. I think it's EasySubli. I think it's going to be a win for the industry as a whole. And I think it was really just a matter of time before they came out with something that would work with it. There's no doubt about it. And in terms of, okay, call me stupid, but what is rasterize? So rasterizing is actually, I mean, the best way I can describe it is to show you. So when looking at, so you could actually do this in Photoshop if you knew how to do it, but it's literally like putting these lines in it, or, and I'll get the other one, or you can put dots. It just really depends. I'm losing my shirts here. Okay, so let's see. I got to find my Hulk one. Okay, here it is. Or you can, here's like, if you can look at this, you can see one that is rasterized and the other one that has like these holes in it. So that's, and I hope that I got it up close enough that you could see that. So anyway, that's rasterizing the design, and then then you marry it to your AB paper, and you have a design that's going to last and it's going to look fabulous. And again, I think it just adds to the design. Does it give a kind of 3D? No, really, no, it doesn't. But it just, like, if you just look at that, I mean, if you were just looking at it, so if you just looked at that, say you were looking for your child and you saw this, I mean, there's no doubt you would say, that looks really good. I mean, to me, that looks really good. And by the way, this has been washed a lot, so the color is still really vibrant. But then when you look at this and you can kind of tell, like, it looks plastic. Like, maybe I'm not explaining it. And so in some respects, Joanna, it does kind of give you that look, kind of. It kind of does, now that I look at it. So much better than this, so much better. I mean, it's just so much better. Anyway, I want to show you guys a trick. So Barb, I don't know if you're still, the rasterized image looks much sharper, no doubt about it. And that's after washing too. So there's no doubt. I mean, it's just so awesome. Okay, so let me take one that I have. I want to show you guys a trick that I do. And this is how, when I sell t-shirts, Rasterizing puts little holes in the design so it's not as dense when it prints. Correct. That is, or lines. It has lines to it. So I'm gonna show you this trick. So even though I probably already did this, and that's one of the reasons why it looks good, or better, but I'm going to, if you will tell your customer to take a piece of parchment paper, and I've shared this with you guys before, but if you will take a piece of parchment paper after it gets a little, after they've washed it 1 or 2 times, and they put a piece of parchment paper and press it with an iron, it will come back to life. Like, you can't imagine the difference that it makes once you do that. It really makes a difference. I'm going to show you. Let's see if I can bring this over. Okay, I got to make sure that okay, so make sure that I get the heat press. Okay, so let me What is this? I don't need anything on the bottom for this one. So I'm going to take a piece of parchment paper. Well, I want to make sure that I have it all. Maybe I should just show you before I do this. Let me just show you what it looks like before and what it looks like after. Okay. Just literally like 4 or 5 seconds. But again, somebody can do this with the iron. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Well, here I'm doing this live, you guys. This was way too hot. Okay, so what is Buddy saying? So there's no need to rasterize with sublimation. Could you rasterize with EasySubli? No, you cannot because it's vinyl. So no, you cannot. Okay, I don't think it would make a difference on the easy peel. Okay, so let me just peel this. I actually, I really should not have done it with it being so hot. But anyway, so if you look at it, you can see the difference. If you can see the difference, can you see the difference? So it came out beautiful, and but I wouldn't do it that high because and try to peel it that quickly. Oops. But it ends up coming out looking like it's brand new. Okay, so Buddy, did you understand that part of it though? I don't think it would make a difference on the EasySubli because you can't do it on that. That's the thing. You definitely can't do it for the EasySubli for sure. Okay, so and in terms of the stretchability on this, so let's just talk really quick about the hardest thing I think people have difficulty with, besides when they're doing an iColor, when they marry the two, time, temp, and peel is so important. So once you do that, once you're marrying, you get that, and say you have a perfect peel, then you have to take your image, you got to lay it down, you got to press it onto the t-shirt, and then you got to know the time, temp, and peel again. So it's really important that you have those steps down. Okay, so Barb, were you as far as the paper that I was talking about, the stretched paper, were you clear on that? Okay, so, and I am not getting, I'm not seeing any comments, you guys. So I don't know if I lost you. No. Okay, so I have you guys. Okay. Okay, so I just got an iColor two-step premium stretch, and iColor Select is the new one you liked. Okay. So very cool. The one that I love, let me put it down here so that we get it. It's the iColor Select. iColor Select. Barb, that is the paper that I'm in love with, just so you know. That's a really, so you know, it's going to be interesting to see ultimately how this fares out. Okay, let me do this really quick. I just want to so do you guys have any questions? I don't know the chaos in your life, Barb. I'm sorry. I don't know. Okay, what is the name of the stretch paper? It is the iColor Select. Yeah. Yeah. So, you guys, it really is a great, it's a great paper. Great paper. What I haven't done, and I probably need to, I wanted to take, you know, like a, just, you know, a regular design without rasterizing it to see the stretchability on it. And I think, if I remember right, on this, on the iColor Select, I want all the toys. I know. I want them too. That's why I have them. You know, it's like, you know, bling, 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 bling. You know, you go, oh, I got to have that. Oh, I want that too. Oh, I want that. Oh my God, I want that too. Yeah. So, they have called me an impulsive buyer. Imagine that. I don't know. Go figure. but, I do get a lot of use out of all my toys. That's for sure. Is the Select transparent like the standard two-step? Yes. Yes, it is. Pretty sure. I know it's a two-step paper. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I need to go check that, but I'm like 90% sure that it is, Elaine. It's a great paper. That's all I know. I love the, first off, I love the simplicity of it. You know, I love being able to use it, and it's the peel and everything is really, really easy. So I love that part of it. I just found it super easy to use, and it was right out of the gate for me. I just was able to, you know, do it, and it was great. So, I think sometimes I should get on here. Okay, so buddy, you got it, thankfully. Yay. Okay, so if that's it, guys, again, I just wanted to get, you know, talk about this. I would have loved to have had the conversation with one of you guys on here with me. You know, so my school of thought on the EasySubli is it's going to be, if you don't have an iColor or an OKI, I think it's a great alternative. I do. I think it's an exciting product, really exciting product, actually. to be able to, I mean, imagine trying to layer this, you know, it's just, what a pain that would be. But at the end of the day, I think that full shirts, I would have to, say that this would be my go-to for sure. Yeah, and voila, here we, what a great, great feel to it. It really is. Okay, so if you guys don't have anything else, I'm gonna go. I always love spending time with y'all. It is good. It is good. So if you guys want, I might get. In fact, I probably will. You're welcome, Lisa. I hope you guys got something out of this. I again, I think it's going to be a win for a lot of people. It really is. It's a game changer. There's no doubt. So Condi's going to have a great Facebook Live today. They are, there's going to be a lot. I would think that all the companies will be talking about it. This is definitely, this is a huge, huge product that's come out. And, that again is a game changer in the industry. And it really affects a lot of people because so many people, I mean, so I guess really the competitor at this point would probably be the roll-in, where they can print and cut, and that's. But again, I'm sure that that's probably $10,000-$15,000. I have no idea. It's just not something that I would really want to get into. I again, it's so funny, and I do have to say this. I think that this came out great, but I don't want to weed anymore. I don't. I gave up weeding for life. So I don't want to weed. I just don't. It's just not my thing. So, some people love it. So, anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day. It's lunchtime here. I don't know about you, but it's lunchtime here. I'm working, so I need to watch this again, but I will probably be messaging you. Okay, Michelle, that sounds awesome. And don't forget, you guys, don't forget at the summit, we're going to have all of this. We're going to have hands-on training on all of this, on the EasySubli, on the OKI, on the iColor. It's going to be awesome. That's what I'm going to tell you. So stay tuned for some great stuff. I believe it's a game changer. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm sure I will see you at some point today, and I'll be talking to you guys. Have an awesome day. I will talk to you later. Bye.